Good morning, friends. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. I have been settling in from our Vegas trip, and it definitely was an eventful one. But just the friendships and all of that were, just further developed, and you really see who your friends are in those type of situations. So settling in, and I just kind of have been a little heavy since I've come home. We had an incredible time, like I said, and we went to the meeting and got a lot of great insights, and went out to dinner, and we even had somebody from another team come over and join us, and it was just an awesome time. But something happened in Vegas that just like, I wasn't gonna, share it, of course, but I literally can't stop thinking about it. And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna share it. So we went out to dinner and, had a great time. And then we had a long day. So some of the girls, they went back to the room, and some of us stayed, and we just were playing some casino games right at the Venetian there. Winning and having fun, and Brenda and I were at a blackjack table with all girls, and it was just fun, such a great time celebrating and each other, and it was really fun. And then she went up to the room, and then I went and met Sandy and just kind of watched her play, and she was having a fun time. If you've ever gambled with me, you know that I like to celebrate when you win in a big way. So we were just having a great time, and super low key around us, and just, good, just genuine fun. And it was great. And I was kind of like, she was playing at the machine, and I was watching her, and I was leaning over towards her, and kind of like had my back to, the casino out here. And this guy walks up to me, and he has like something in his hand, and I'm like, that's weird. And so he gets closer and closer, and kind of comes in between me and the machine, way outside of my comfort zone. And I look up at him, and I'm like, hi. And he said, well, tell me about it. Or he said, would you tell me about it? Yeah, that's what he said. And I just said, oh, we're just having fun. Just, I assumed that he was asking me, what, if we won, or, making such a big deal about winning. And he said, no, tell me about it. Like, firm. And I'm like, just having fun, just, having a good time. And then he then said, he kind of put it, what he was holding, he put it out, and he said, no, how much? Like, how much? And I looked down, and it was a room card. And he was basically asking me how much I was for the night. And I usually don't cry, but I have never felt that, I've never felt that devalued in my whole life. It was really, really, sorry. He just to be somebody to ask you, how much that you're worth. And, thankfully I, look back at him, and I first of all was like shocked that he would, somebody would ask you that. But thankfully I thought, well, I'm priceless. Like, I don't have a price on me for my being and my soul and who I am, and, something that I only have with my husband and God, like, and, he kind of, walked away, and was just, talking to Sandy, I was just kind of in shock. I'm like, I've never felt that way. I've never felt that devalued. And thank goodness my answer is that I'm priceless. And that's because of who God calls me to be, and who, the strong men and honorable men that I had growing up, and in my life and my family, and, who my husband is, and who he, I'm so worthy to him. And, even the people that we work with Revital U, like, coming from working with my husband and being in that environment and the business relationships that he has, they're all honorable men. And then, going into Revital U and leadership, and I've never been treated without worth, or, I've been told, by men in my life how worthy I am. And, it makes me so, I've never really realized until I felt that, somebody, asking me that. I've never really saw it in the eyes of the girls that have to be in that position. They have to, whether they think it's financial or they've never been told that they're worthy, they have to look back at those men, and they have to name their price of who they're worth, of what they're worth. And, I just, like, that has to change. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. I know that it's probably more prevalent in Vegas, but just like the sex trafficking industry, Christine Kane, I've been kind of watching her and following her of what she's doing around the world. And, there's somebody local here that, I just hear some stories with. And Rebecca Bender, she's one up in Southern Oregon, and she works, all across the country, just helping these girls, like, financially, or whatever their situation is, that they have to feel like they have to name that. And, I don't know, with that guy that, asked me that, it just, like, I just even think for him, like, he probably, the value that maybe he doesn't feel. He walked away, and even after I said, I'm priceless, like, I'm not for sale, he still, walked back over and tried again. And, I don't know, it's been so heavy about what, those girls go through. And so, I just, like, encourage you, and I encourage myself. I'm gonna, look around, kind of keeping our eyes more open to that. And, this whole, like, the boss babe kind of movement that's going on. It's so great and so empowering, and, for boss babes and stuff. But there's a huge sector of boss babes that is the sex trafficking industry. If you look at the hashtag boss babes, a lot of that is from, a lot of those girls are doing that. And, just kind of opening our eyes a little bit to what they're going through. And I know that Jill and Phil, when I first, they're over in Vegas, they're part of our Revital U team. And I remember when I first met them face to face, they saw Revital U in Vegas as a way to help those girls. And I think that that's so amazing of them and their heart. And, I pray that, God will lead that. And I think that it's such a wonderful opportunity, whether that's with, Revital U, or just coming alongside of those girls and just, telling them their worth and their value, and, where that comes from. So I just wanted to share that. I'm been like, I've definitely just been praying over it, because it's just been heavy, really, really heavy. And I know that God can use, all things. And so I just, have that experience, and from that, and take it just to be, more compassionate and more aware, and, doing something about it, like, just in our local community here. And, so I encourage you to do the same with, if whatever you're touched by. But just had to share that. And, if you could just be praying for me and what that leads to. So I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday, and a great week is ahead, and we'll talk to you later. All right, bye.